All right, guys, let's check out the Luminox. First off, big thanks to my buddy Richard over at Saltzman's Watches. He sent the tag. I already did the video of the Tag Heuer Aqua Racer, and then this current batch, he sent a couple watches over, and I didn't have time to really pick, so I said, Richard, why don't you just surprise me? Send me a couple of affordable watches. That's really my, passion is towards the affordable realm of the hobby. And Richard must actually pay attention to the channel because it's no secret I like orange, and he picked this Luminox from the batch, and I have to say I absolutely love this strap. This thing is so vibrant and so in tune with the rest of the watch with the orange hand and then the markers and everything like that. So let's get into the specs on this guy. You're looking at a 45 millimeter case, 51.5 millimeter lug to lug, 14.6 thick, 24 millimeter lug width. So you can, choose different straps, but I have to say the few Luminox that I've actually handled, they make amazing straps. Whether it's their bracelets, their leather, or their rubber straps, definitely the rubber straps. They're very nice straps indeed, and matching Carbonox material here on the hardware, as well as the watch and bezel. That's some sort of reinforced fiber resin they use, but they call it Carbonox, Luminox, Carbonox, all that good stuff. So we'll do some close-ups of this guy, but before I mention anything, I think the ones I've had in the past did not have the screw-down crown. This one has a screw-down crown. So with the screw-down crown, you're going to have the 200-meter water resist, plus this has the sapphire crystal, and you can see a nice, completely round date magnifier that actually works. It's a decent magnification to be able to see that date, and it doesn't upset the balance of the watch at all, I don't believe. You can see it's where it needs to be, and it's doing exactly what it needs to be doing. So Quartz Movement, obviously, as are most Luminox. I believe there are some automatics, but this one's definitely Quartz. 60-click bezel, Tritium tubes, as that's kind of their main thing. And we'll hopefully get more Luminox in on the channel because I'm very curious to check out some other models. So there's the case back. I'm not going to peel the sticker off. That's an agreement I have with Saltzman's watches to keep these watches new. But you can see it's a really nice screw down case back there, oil pressed, I'm sure, and tons of information, some of which is required when you use Microtech tubes. You have to put that information on there with the tritium material in there. Now these are T25 tubes. Eventually I will get some watches in with T100 tubes. They're much larger and also brighter, but the T25s do the trick, especially once your eyes adjust to complete darkness. You are going to be able to see this watch, for years and years and years, no problem. So that's awesome thing. So let's do some close-ups on this guy. You can see beautiful blue dial there with some stripes on it, cleanly done. You have the tubes on the outside there on the chapter ring, and they're standing up on end. So it kind of gives it a unique approach. I do like that because typically when you view your watch, it's on a slight angle, so you're going to be able to see those tubes standing up. It's pretty fun. And then you can see the hand stack there. You can see how they have to create some sort of height, some distance for the tubes to be able to clear themselves. And the way they do that is they have a special movement. Typically the movements you're going to see in the Quartz Luminox, there's two different ones, and they're both Ronda movements. There's the HQ715 and there's the HQ515. The one Luminox I did a long time ago where I actually had to change out the movement, that was a 515. I think this might be the 715. I'm not 100% sure. Both of them are very similar in nature. They're just different sizes. And both of them, if you go to Esslinger.com, you can buy those movements for like $20. So worst case scenario, if you had to replace a movement in this, you could tackle it yourself. But when you're buying these watches from, say, Saltzman's, authorized dealer, and they're a service repair center, so like if you do have any issues with your Luminox and it's in the warranty period, you're going to be able to have them completely service it, and they will take on the labor and the material costs. So that's something to consider. And I have also, in my past research with Luminox, you know, gray market is definitely not the way to go with this brand. I would definitely go authorized dealer for sure, because you're going to have that authenticity and you're going to have the reliability and the backing. So it comes in this really cool case. It's not overly done, you know, sometimes they're just massive cases. So you can see you have an international warranty card here. This one's not filled out because this watch has not been sold. And then of course you have your book here. So the hang tag, if you're interested, $4.95 is the suggested retail price. You get a hold of Saltzman's, tell them Random Rob sent you, and see if you can get some sort of discount on it. I don't know. I didn't talk to Richard about discounts. He said it's on an individual basis depending on which brand and watch and everything like that. So it couldn't just do a blanket one. So XS.3603 is the model number on this. I'll put a link to Saltzman's in the description and to Luminox. There's a bunch of other information on there as well. I think we covered just about everything. Weight, I know people are going to ask about weight. 75 grams. So it's, you know, it's a carbon case and everything like that, and it's a Quartz Movement. So yes, it's going to be on the lighter side, but it's not like a feather weight like I've been wearing this World Timer. It's not like that. It's definitely got a little bit of weight to it, but it's still very light. So let me pop this guy on wrist for you. I know I'm kind of babbling on this thing, but I just like looking at the orange. And really on my 7 1/4 wrist, if you can get the choke up a little bit there, you can see it wears great. It's super comfortable. These resin type watches that are lightweight and maybe a little bit bigger, they're just going to wear so much better, just like G-Shocks do and all those other ones. So if you are looking to potentially go with something a little bit larger and you have a smaller wrist, you know, Luminox, there's some carbon Victorinox, there's the G-Shocks, all of those watches, you're going to be able to wear them with a smaller wrist. It is not going to be a problem, I guarantee it. Especially come summertime when you don't have to worry about coats or sleeves going over it. So, you know, go outside the box a little bit. If you're, you know, a little bit more traditional and you like the smaller watches, you know, try a larger watch. I'm telling you guys, you might actually really enjoy it. I do, and I know a lot of my buddies do as well. So let me see. Man, I don't know if I'm going to be able to capture this on video, but you can kind of see. So you have the orange tube on the minute hand and at the 12, and then you have a different color up there on the pip at the 60 click bezel, which is very, very good bezel action, by the way. Nice, consistent, and snappy all the way across. And no play, and it just lines up. So let me shut these lights off, and we'll see if, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see the Tritium. It's very hard to capture on video. If it will focus, potentially, maybe. I think you might be able to see it, but yeah, it's maybe like that. I mean, you can kind of see it, but this is one of those things, if you've ever owned a Tritium tube watch,